She is a success coach. She shows an example for so many of us on how to handle the world and how to tackle challenges. And today she's going to speak to us about the different topics she wants to empower us and encourage us to do.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Arena, for this wonderful introduction. As she said, my name is Jess. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself before I start our talk today. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I'm a farmer's wife. I have been teaching sign language for about, 20 years and have been studying sign language for more than 30 years. Just recently, within the last 20 years, started to lose my hearing. You know, you're getting old when just recently is within the last 20 years. Anyway, so I've just recently started kind of transforming my own life from this stay-at-home homeschooling mom who focused everything on everybody around her and never on herself to taking care of myself. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and a little bit about imposter syndrome. Now, if you've never heard of imposter syndrome, I'm going to explain it. Sometimes you look around at your life and you think this cannot be real. I There is no way that this is my life. I can't do this. I'm pretending at whatever I'm doing in the moment, right? We all tend to go through this. We all have this desire to feel wanted and needed and accepted, but we don't always feel like we deserve that. And that plays into that imposter syndrome. Now, for a long time, I was a stay at home mom, and I was told that I was just a stay at home mom, that my job wasn't a real job, that I wasn't terribly important to my family, that I was no good at what I was doing. Okay. I single handedly attempted to. Okay. I never was good at any of it, but I tried to keep the house, keep the kids alive, although I did that successfully. I kept the house. I did all the cooking. I did all the cleaning. I did all of the laundry. I did all of the everything, and still was never thought. I was always kind of thought of as a second class citizen. Nothing could be further from the truth. Um, I find that I guess society kind of looks down on moms who stay at home because what are you doing with your time? Like it must be nice to stay home and play with kids all day. They say the same thing to, nursery workers, daycare teachers, that kind of thing. It must be nice to play with kids all day. As if number one, that's not a job in and of itself. And number two, that's the only thing we do all day. Okay. So I'm going to give a little insight into what a stay at home mom does. They change diapers, they cook meals, they feed children, they keep children alive, which is a job in and of itself, no matter what you think. Okay. They act as nurse, they act as chauffeur, they act as caregiver, they act as doctor. They have all of these hats that they wear, and people look down on them because they choose to stay home and be with their children. Mama, if this is you, I'm talking to you right now. You. You are important. You are worthy. You know you are worthy. And no matter what the rest of the world tells you, you hear my voice in your head when I'm telling you you are worthy. Push the imposter syndrome aside and know that you are worthy and loved by those children, even if it feels like nobody else is. Okay? Just know that now from me to you as somebody who suffered with that my whole life, my whole adult life. Okay? Now, let me say this. In your life, there are going to be days when you feel down. So what do? That imposter syndrome gets to you and you start to think, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I'm overwhelmed. Well, first of all, baby, you sit on the bathroom floor and you cry a little bit because sometimes that's all you need, and that's okay. And if what you need is permission to sit down in your bathroom floor and cry, then you have it. Mama Jen says I can. By the way, there are people who call me Mama Jen in my life, and so that's me. Mama Jen says I can cry, so leave me alone and let me cry. I got 10 minutes. And then set a timer. And when the 10 minutes is up, you stand up, you wash your face with some cold water, you take a deep breath, and you say this to yourself. You say, I am worthy. I am important. I am valued. And you write that on your bathroom mirror. Did you know that you can write on your bathroom mirror in dry erase markers and it just wipes right off? Just wipes right off, and it's super easy. So you do that. You write it on the bathroom mirror in great big letters. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am important. And then you say it to yourself twice a day. When you wake up in the morning, you got to brush your teeth, right? So you look at the mirror with your morning breath and everything, and you read it. You don't have to believe it at first. You just read it. I am valuable. I am worthy. I am important. And then at night, because you're going to brush your teeth before you go to bed, right? That's what dentists suggest you do. So that's what we do. So you go in there to brush your teeth and you look at those words and you go, I am worthy. I am valuable. I am important. And you say it twice a day, every day, twice a day. And eventually that becomes those thoughts in your head instead of those naysayers that have been nagging you for all those years about how you're not worth anything because you're just a stay at home mom. Eventually, your own voice is going to be in your head and it's going to be that little bit in the back of your brain going, I am important, I am worthy, and I am valuable because you are. And don't let anybody tell you anyways. Okay? Now, a little more about imposter syndrome. Okay? We have this tendency to look around and see what everybody else is doing, right? You go, oh my gosh, look at Arena. She has her stuff together. And I want to be like her when I grow up because she's running this fabulous business and she's taking care of all of these things and she's supporting these things that are important to her. And man, it's all I could do this morning to get up and get dressed and keep my hair clean. That's imposter syndrome. You are so much more than the people around you. And you really can't compare yourself to those people because I don't know what Arena might be facing. She could have any manner of problems and that smile on her face may never show it. But I don't know that. So to me, outside looking in, right? She looks like this perfect human being that I want to be just like. It's what I call the June Cleaver effect. Okay. We used to watch, I don't if you're young, you may not know who June Cleaver is, but I'm old. Okay. Arena's going, who's June Cleaver? What? There was a TV show called Leave It to Beaver. Okay. And June Cleaver was the mom. And Beaver was one of the sons, and the other son, and they got into all of these crazy. Beaver was a boy. Okay. He was a boy, and he was all boy. And so mom had to deal with the crazy antics of the beef. Okay. June Cleaver. Now this was a show in I'm thinking 50s or 60s. Okay. It was set in the 50s. And I think it was actually on TV. It aired in the 70s, but it was set in the 50s. So she had the big poofy skirts and the necklace that's the pearls, right? She had the little pearl earrings and she had her high heels and her hosiery on. Okay. And she'd run that vacuum like she was super proud of the job she was doing. And then the beef would come in with some kind of antics and she would take care of it and never muss her hair. Okay. I have always said since I was an adult, I want to be June Cleaver when I grow up. Now I'm not there. You see, there are no pearls on my neck. There aren't pearl earrings in my ears. Okay. And, well, I don't have two little boys at home anymore either. So there's that. But I compared myself as this young mom. So June Cleaver, first of all, she was an actress. Okay. That was a part that she played. And the Beeves antics were never up to her to deal with. Not really. Okay. But in my mind, she was this perfect example of a mom and a wife and what I wanted to be. And I held myself to this impossible standard, this standard of high heels and stockings and big poofy dresses and always being coiffed to the nines, right? This was what I wanted to be when I grow up. Well, I got news for you. I haven't grown up yet if that's what I'm going to be. Okay. I'm not grown up yet because I don't have on pearls and I'm not always perfectly coiffed. Y'all got coiffed today because I knew I was going to be here. So I lied. I washed my hair, right? And it's all fixed. Tomorrow it'll be in a ponytail again because that's just how I roll most of the time. If it was long enough, it'd be one of the messy buns y'all always talking about. But I don't have enough hair for that yet. One day, right? One day. Anyway, so June Cleaver, okay, she was this perfect mom that I wanted to be like. I wanted to be just like her. I can't be that. Number one, it's not who I am. I'm not the type to dress in high heels. I hate the things. And I like to wear heels that make my legs hurt. And I'm just too old and crotchety to hurt all the time. I'm not wearing high heels. I'm not going to wear those big poofy dresses because God knows if you squat down on the floor to play with your grandson, that dress is going to get in the way. I just as soon have on my blue jeans or my sweatpants. I'm not wearing those high heels. I might wear the big poofy dress every once in a while, but I'm not wearing high heels, period. Okay. So what I was comparing myself to was a little like apples and oranges. This was a great TV show mom, okay? The Brady Bunch. Mrs. Brady was a great TV show mom. She had this great blended family, a large family, okay? This is where I live my life, right? Great big family. I was having kids, y'all. Big family, okay? So Mrs. Brady, I want to be just like her. She was always happy, never had really a cross word for anybody. She had a housekeeper, okay? No wonder she was the perfect mom. She had somebody cooking and cleaning for her. All she had to do was love the kids. I probably would have been better at it if I'd had a housekeeper. No, I wouldn't. Not really. Because I'm not Mrs. What did I just say? What did I just say? Mrs. Brady. That's where I was. Sorry. I got lost. I'm not Mrs. Brady. I'm not June Cleaver. I'm Jess. Jess is a disaster, but Jess is better today than she was yesterday. And that's where you need to be in your life. You need to be better today than you were yesterday. The only comparison is the thief of joy. Okay. It steals away your joy. So the only comparison you need to make is whether or not you've improved since yesterday. So have I improved since yesterday? I think I have. Today, I was having a really bad day. Y'all ever have one of those? She's not even shaking her head. She's like, I admit to nothing.
Maybe 5 years ago, I would have bad days. Right now, I just wake up and I feel protected mile away. Just because I'm having a kid. I don't know. I'm pregnant, 14 weeks. And I feel like being pregnant and being a mom, it just changes your mindset into something that's better. And right now, my mindset is like everything is a chaos on the outside, but then on the inside, it's so calm and peaceful and joyful. I'm like, this is awesome.
Hey, Arena may not be the best example of everybody having a bad day. Yeah, I'm saying it. But I do see that Teresa is here watching, and I think Teresa might agree with me that sometimes you just have a bad day. Okay. Sometimes the weather is bad and you stub your toe and you can't make your whatever on the computer work. And you sit down and you go, I hate today and I want a do over. You don't really want a do over. You just want it to be a little easier. And that's okay. It's absolutely okay to have a bad day. Tomorrow, different day. Don't wake up with yesterday's stuff on your plate from today, right? That was yesterday. The past is in the past. Tomorrow is a gift. Today, that's the present, okay? That's where you live in, right here, in the here and now. What happened yesterday is yesterday's problem, not today's. Thank you, Teresa. I see where she agreed with me. Thanks, Teresa. um, you got to live in the here and now. You know what I mean? You can't spend your whole life saying, gosh, if only I was June Cleaver. Oh, if only I was Mrs. Brady. Those are really odd people to compare yourself to now, but I really don't know current TV, so I can't help you if you don't know who they are. Sorry. You can't spend your life saying, I want to be just like my neighbor. I want to be just like my friend. Okay. I have two best friends in my world. Okay. One of them is Jill. The other is Teresa, who's watching today. So hi, you guys. I could spend my whole life saying, man, I wish I was like Teresa or Jill because they have things in their life that I don't. Okay. They have lots of things in their life that I don't. But at the same time, they might look at my life and say, man, I wish my life was like Jess's. And Jess may not understand that because Jess is thinking, my life is a hot mess, sister. What is wrong with you wanting to be like me? Are you crazy? No, she's not crazy. She sees the good that you don't see in yourself. Okay. I see the good in other people that I don't necessarily see in myself. And women, we do this to ourselves, don't we? We look and we say, oh my gosh, why is she always, she shows up at church and she looks perfect and her kids are perfect and they all have their little hair bows and their cute little shoes and their little fluffy dresses and their little lacy panties under it, right? I don't remember what those are called, bloomers. It's been a long time since I had girls that were tiny. Okay. I think they were bloomers. They had the little lacy ruffle booty, right? And it was so cute. And I used to be so jealous of those moms who always looked perfectly put together. What I didn't know, they had a screaming match with their husband that morning. Their coffee pot broke and their kids lost the shoes. So they're wearing shoes that are too tight. And mom has on two different socks, but you can't see it because her dress is long, right? But she has on two different socks because she couldn't find a matching pair this morning because the kids lost their shoes and the coffee pot broke. And now she's thinking, oh my gosh, everybody's going to know that I'm a loser who has lost their mind this morning and screamed at everybody I love the most. But all I see from my end is, why does she look perfect and all of her kids look perfect? And why don't I look perfect? Why am I not perfect like her? You're comparing yourself to somebody that you don't know the backstory. So you know that you had an argument with your husband and that you couldn't find matching socks. So you know your socks are mismatched. You also know that you couldn't find your favorite pair of shoes, so the ones you're wearing are uncomfortable and they pinch your toes. You also know that the underwear you put on this morning doesn't quite fit and it's really starting to get on your nerves because you want to wiggle it out of there and it's just not working, right? You know all of these things, but the people around you don't see that. What they see is a mom who's got these cute little kids who file in behind her like little ducklings, and you look happy and you smile because you're at church and that's what you're supposed to do, right? But what they see is what you put out there. So you've put out there that you're a perfectly coiffed, happy individual with perfect little babies following you like ducklings. And then some mom somewhere with kids that age goes, oh, I want to be just like her. Why is she always so put together? Nobody's always put together. We all have our downfalls. It is important for us to remember that everybody we meet is human. So we have this tendency to put people up on this pedestal, right? And we think so highly of them, right up until they do that mess up that knocks them right off the pedestal. And then you think, ugh, why did I ever look up to them? Okay. Now, the same could be said for the three of us, Jill, Teresa, and I, right? I might owe them money because I'm talking about them on this live, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So maybe, so maybe I put Jill up on this pedestal, right? Because she has this perfect life and these great kids, and then all of a sudden she calls me crying because she and her daughter had a fight. What happened to my perfect image? She's up on this pedestal. She's perfect. They never argue. They never scream. They never yell. But all of a sudden, that's gone because real life just slapped me in the face and said, "Hey, she's not as perfect as you think." So maybe we're more alike than I think because sometimes I yell at my kids and sometimes my kids and I fight. And sometimes my husband and I fight. And sometimes, I trip over nothing because the air hates me. Right? We all have this. I think getting to the root of imposter syndrome is realizing you are worthy, you are important, and you are loved. The root of getting to this problem is to be able to say, I'm not so different from the people around me, and really the only person I have to compete with is myself. So yesterday I was telling you I had a bad day, right? Had this horrible day, depression kind of set in. It was really a rough day, okay? And last night I thought, really, all I wanted to do this week was eat a bunch of ice cream and potato chips and all this junk that's not going to get me where I'm going in life, okay? I need to be around for my grandkids, and one day they'll have kids too. So I want to be around for great grandkids and maybe even great great grandkids. But I can't do that if I'm stuffing my face with junk food and never filling my body with things that are nutritious and help me to live my best life, okay? So instead, last night, as I'm having this really bad day, even the night before, because I had 2 bad days in a row, um, I said to myself, listen, you crazy lady. Potato chips are not going to get you where you need to be, and they're not going to help your feelings. Now, in the moment, that big bucket of chocolate ice cream, or in my case, vanilla bean ice cream with hot fudge on top, just saying it's delicious. Don't knock it till you've tried it. I'm going to sit here with this whole bucket and I'm going to eat it and I'm going to feel better. But in reality, am I going to feel better? I mean, maybe in the moment because ice cream's delicious, right? So you're eating the ice cream and then you've made yourself sick eating the ice cream. And all of a sudden you don't feel great because you've made yourself sick eating ice cream. And you don't feel great because you're slightly lactose intolerant. And so ice cream's never a great idea. And you really don't feel great because you've just blown your whole week where you did so well taking care of the temple that God gave you. This body, you only get the one. You know what I mean? You only get the one. You got to take care of it, right? So I'm learning to take care of myself and I'm transforming my life in these healthy habit ways, right? So I could have undone everything that I had worked hard for. I'm nearing a 10-pound weight loss in 2 weeks. just by transforming myself to healthy eating, to nutritious living. Okay. I could have undone all of them in a moment because of a bad day and had that ice cream and had those chips. Or I could sit with myself for a second and say, you know what, it's okay to have a bad day. A bad day doesn't equal a bad life. It's just a bad day. And tomorrow's a new day, and tomorrow will be better. And so last night I sat down thinking I really want the chips that I know are in the pantry, but I didn't buy them for me because that's not how I'm going to feed myself anymore. I'm going to take care of the body that God gave me because all we have is one and it's starting to fall apart. So I sat down and I thought, you know what? A bad day doesn't equal a bad life. I can have this, whatever I had that's healthy instead, these carrot sticks, this pear, this Nutri-Grain bar, whatever it is that will fuel your body in a healthy manner. I can have this thing and I can take a deep breath and I can sit with my thoughts for a second and say, you know what, it's been a bad day. But a bad day doesn't equal a bad week. And a bad day doesn't equal a bad life. And it will be better. And then I can wake up this morning, as it were, and I can fix my cup of coffee. Are y'all coffee drinkers? I'm a total coffee drinker.
Not supposed to drink coffee while pregnant.
I don't miss those days. So I always drank decaf coffee when I was pregnant. I lived on decaf coffee for a long time, but I don't have that problem anymore. And I'm pretty sure this is not decaf, but to be honest with you, I don't drink it for the caffeine. I just love coffee. And this has my protein shake in it, like the creamer. It's kind of a double dose of happy for me. I love this cup. Anyway, so I got up, I fixed my cup of coffee, right? Fixed my breakfast, sat down with read my devotional, read my Bible, read in a book. If you're not reading like a chapter of a book every day, I highly recommend that you do that. Okay. Feed your mind. Just like you have to feed your body nutritious things, you feed your mind the nutritious things. Now that could be, a novel that you love. Did you know Judy Blume wrote an adult, like a novel for young adults instead of children? I'm so thrilled and it's great. So if you have a chance, read it. That's a shameless plug. I'm gonna tell you, I love books. Okay, I love books. I could do a whole talk on books, but nonetheless, sit down with your favorite book in the morning and just read a chapter. Doesn't have to be for an hour. Doesn't have to be 30 minutes. Just read a chapter and get your brain focused. It feeds your mind, which feeds your soul, and that's important. It helps to keep you calm. It helps to kind of release some endorphins. These are important ways for us to take care of our body. So, what are some other ways? You might say, Jess, I have 5 kids. They're all under 8 years old. I'm losing my mind. The heck are you talking about? Read a book. Are you stupid? I'm not. And I've lived that life, Mama. I know. So here's what you do. How do you take care of yourself? Self-care is like this big thing now, right? Everybody wants to talk about self-care, self-care, self-care. Well, let me tell you, I think some of that is baloney, but not all of it. And here's why. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can keep trying to pour from an empty cup, and for a while you might be successful. But if you're not taking care of yourself, when you go down, who's taking care of everybody that you take care of? You're going to go down eventually. Your body's going to give out because you're going to exhaust yourself, and your body won't be able to keep up. Now, when you're young, your body keeps up great. But eventually, you hit a little bit older, okay? Trust me, it happens to all of us. Gravity is ugly. Aging is not fun. Actually, I don't mind it, but that's not the point. Eventually, your body's going to wear out. You have to take care of it because you only have the one. And you want to be around to see your grandkids and their grandkids, just like I want to be around to see my grandkids and their grandkids. So, how do you take care of yourself when you have a house full of little tiny babies? Well, simply put, it isn't easy, and you're going to have to make time for yourself. And that's hard for us to do as moms, okay? It's really hard for us to do. So, when I was younger with young kids, I didn't take care of myself. And that's why I have so many of the issues I have today. So I'm going to make a few suggestions. Your mileage may vary. You take what you want, cast aside the rest. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But my number one go-to right now is face care. I give myself face care morning and night. It does not take as long as you think it will. And look, this face is not as young as it looks. Arena, when we met, how old did you say you thought I was?
35, I believe. That's what I said my first try, just because I heard how much wisdom you have. So I even added to the actual the age that I thought it is, and I'm like, okay, she's speaking wise things and she knows a lot. So I got to add a little bit.
I am 46. I'll be 47 this year. This face doesn't tell my age. It's because I take care of my skin and I do it with great intention. What you do, you need to be intentional in doing. So every morning I wake up, I get in the shower, wash my hair, shave my legs, whatever. And I wash my face and I have my face wash. And you can find me, is my email attached to this somewhere, Irina?
Let me see, get your email out here. I'll get it in a second.
Okay. Um, Email me. I'll tell you more about what I use if you're interested. But I wash my face in the shower. I get out. I've got some lotions and potions, as my husband puts it. Okay. I use a couple of things to keep this looking young and beautiful and smooth and everything. But I do that on purpose. It's not because I need to take care of my skin. I actually have pretty nice skin, even without all of that. Okay. But I do it so that I can focus on me. Oh, Teresa, that's a good one. Lotion your body every day. I sit down before I put on my socks and I put on lotion for my feet. It's energizing mint lotion and it's wonderful and it smells good and feet are nasty, but that's a whole nother thing. So every day I put lotion on my feet. Every day. That teacher arm that you get right here, as you get older and it starts like you feel like you could fly away and your back buttons, right? Okay. Oh, I really hope everybody else feels that way. Otherwise, I'm a little embarrassed that I said that. But nonetheless, I use lotion there to help tighten it up. Okay. I use lotion on my legs because they get dry. Okay. Take care of your body, take care of your skin. It's the largest organ you have. You need to take care of it. Nonetheless, a little off topic. I do that. I don't know if you've noticed, but I tend to shoot from rabbit to rabbit.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I posted your email right here.
Yes,
On the
thank you
screen.
very much. So if you are watching this later, watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay because that's kind of cool. We would love to know what you think. Anyway, so lotion your skin. I put on my lotions and potions and make sure you moisturize your face every day. Okay. Your face needs moisture. Use a little something with sunscreen in it because you're out in the sun and you don't want to look like leather when you're 60. Okay. I do all of this. Then at night, I come into my bathroom and I take off all my makeup and then maybe I'll put on a mask or those little things that go under your eyes to help with all that wrinkly stuff that's under there. That's how I don't have wrinkles, y'all. I do that all the time. Anyway, I put on a mask. I put on my moisturizer. If you're my age, you need a night cream and a good one. And I use one that's a very good one. Okay, so I put on my night cream. I get in the bathtub. I soak in the bathtub with some Epsom salts. And I'll take my phone and I'll put it right next to me on the tub edge, and I turn on classical music. Now, if you don't like classical music, pick your poison, whatever. Okay, I like classical music. I find it relaxing. So I sit in the tub. I soak in the tub with some classical music and I just kind of lay there. I just kind of let the stress of the day melt away. Okay, this seems really simple, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be an hour-long bath. Some days I'm in there 5 minutes. But even if I'm only hearing one or two classical songs, right? I'm laying there, I'm listening to this piano music. It's calming my soul, it's calming my spirit, it's washing away some of the stress of the day, right? So I'm sitting there, it's 5 minutes. What did you take? 10 minutes for yourself, maybe? The kids were in bed when I would do that. Okay. Now my kids are older now. Okay. I only have two at home out of seven, and they're both old enough to care for themselves. So I really don't have to deal with putting kids to bed and reading stories and singing songs and saying our nighttime prayers and bathing kids. I don't do any of that anymore. And I'm a little thankful because I spent a lot of years bathing a lot of little tiny bodies. Okay. So what I'm saying is take that 10 minutes. Feel free to set a timer. Set a timer for 10 minutes and scrub your face and scrub your feet. Okay? Scrub them with a pumice stone. Get some of that dead skin cells off, right? Do Do something small for yourself just so that you can refill your own cup. Okay? It's important. I'm telling you, it's important to take care of yourself. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Now, Arena, I need to know because I've just hopped subjects again. If you don't drink coffee, what do you drink?
You're gonna laugh. That's number one.
Okay.
And strawberry milkshake is number two. It's a strawberry protein powder, the breakfast essentials drink. So it has all the vitamins in there with almond milk.
I'm not going to laugh at that. Here's my water. And this is coffee. It's half a cup of coffee, and the rest of it is protein shake. And then as I drank it down, I filled it up with the rest of the protein shake. So no, I won't laugh. But I'm not doing a strawberry protein shake. This one's vanilla, and I like it best. I don't like strawberry flavored things. So I was just curious. One of the other things I do for self-care in the mornings is I drink a hot cup of tea. Now, if you don't like tea, obviously that won't work for you, but maybe you like hot chocolate or coffee or a protein drink, whatever you like. Sit down, sit with yourself. 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes. Set a timer if you need to. I live and die by my timer, y'all. Okay. I'm not going to say the word, but you know that thing that you can put in your house and you say the wake word and then it'll remind you of stuff. At my house, we call it Lex because that's not one of the wake words, but use your brain to fill in the blanks there. Or Teresa will type it out for you so that we're not saying it. Use it. Make your technology work for you. Your phone has timers. If you got a smartwatch, there are timers. Okay. Your Lex has timers. So you say, hey, Lex, whatever your wake word is, Ziggy, whatever. Hey, Lex, set a timer for 5 minutes. Thank you, Teresa. Hey, Lex, set a timer for 5 minutes. And then you sit in your easy chair until Lex goes off and you drink. And you enjoy the warmth on your hands and the warmth that fills your soul as you drink that warm drink. Okay? Tea, coffee, hot chocolate. Or if you're not into hot drinks, drink the cold drink and live your life. Boo-boo, be you. It's okay. Okay? And then when Lex says your timer is up, you say, Lex, stop timer. Then you get up and you go about your day. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, something else that I find moms need is, how on earth do I get all this stuff done? Cleaning the house when you have small children is a little like brushing their teeth while they're eating Oreos. It don't work. You cannot expect to have a perfect house and perfect children and a perfect marriage at all times. You can't, because we're humans. We make mistakes. We say things funny. We hurt other people's feelings, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. You have to. Oh, Teresa, that's good. If life is a tumultuous ocean, find the little islands of peace. That's great. Your 5 minutes could be your island of peace, right? So my little island of peace is a reading corner in my bedroom that my husband made for me several years ago. He bought me a nice reading chair with a little footstool that has blankets in it, right? And some comfy pillows and a little table. And I'm going to buy a new lamp because I don't like the one I have. It was just one that I already had that I don't really care for. But I got a lamp, and that's where I sit. If I need time away, that's my oasis. Okay? That's my nirvana. She's got people moving stuff over there.
Fernando's working. That's why I have the peace, because he does all the
We all need a Fernando in our life.
When a man takes care of the things, when he cleans it up, when he does the laundry, and you just have to enjoy and relax, and it's nice.
She never has a bad day. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've already done laundry this morning. Okay.
And then he's opening. I'm opening the wardrobe, and he's asking, "Did you notice anything different?" I'm like, I don't know." 5 minutes later, I did the laundry.
I came home from out of town yesterday, and the first thing I said to him was, make sure you notice the bedroom, because I had spent all day on the phone with my sister while cleaning the bedroom. and it looked so nice. He walked in, he went, "Whoa." I said, "Thank you for noticing." He said, "I'd have probably noticed anyway."
I was there when my first marriage. I married when I was 18, and my husband would want me to be the normal wife, the one that takes care of the home, the one that takes care of the family, the one who does everything traditional. And for me, it was a nightmare because I don't like washing dishes, and
Anybody likes washing dishes.
I like things clean, but because I was going up and down exactly that roller coaster, like what you're talking about, trying to when you're going down and you go for the ice cream and things are getting worse, and then your self doubt and self criticism is just like, I'm doing terrible,
Hmm.
and that just sinks in, and I'm like, the world's gonna be better without me, and then I'm like, I got myself to that very very low point where I couldn't be there anymore. And then my husband would come in and he would be like, "Oh, dirty dishes in the house. How come you didn't clean it?" And I'm like, "Ah, this is so frustrating." I ran.
I remember those days. We had those days where he'd come home and say, "Didn't you do anything today?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, your children are all alive. You're welcome." You know? I'm a little sassy. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I'm a little sassy. Okay. I have never been one to necessarily hold my tongue, and I'm not starting now. Um, but you bring up a good point, right? So women are kind of expected to hold all of these roles, but still hold a job outside of our homes as well. Okay. So how many women do you know, or how many women that maybe are watching this, go to work and they work from 9 to 5 or whatever? Okay. 8 to 4, 8 to 3, whatever. You like that comment? Tangible evidence of evil. So these women, they work 9 to 5, and then they come home and they cook dinner, and they give kids a bath, and they help kids with homework, and they read kids bedtime stories, and they put kids to bed, and then they clean up the kitchen, and then they sweep and they mop, and then they go to bed while their husband's sitting in front of the TV. I worked all day. Dude, so did I. What are you talking about? But we're still expected to do all of those things because that's the woman's job, right? It's an antiquated notion, surely, and some women choose to do it and love what they choose to do. Some women choose to stay home and take care of their homes and be that safe haven, and that is a wonderful choice. But if that's not your choice is adequate too. Your choice is wonderful too. If you want to go out and be the breadwinner and let him stay home, then do it, girl. More power to you. There's nothing wrong with your choices. Nothing's wrong with anything that you choose to do, unless it's hurting somebody else. And then you just don't do it because that's not nice. So I'm a work from home mom. I'm a homeschooler. I keep up with about everything. But let me tell you, my husband and I are a team now. Okay, we weren't always this way. God has healed a lot in our marriage to get us to this point. But we're a team. So when he was gone, I had to take on his stuff too. And I thought, I don't know how I ever did this by myself because I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep for a year because I'm doing everything that he does and everything that I do. Man, he got home and it was like a breath, like I could finally breathe and this weight was lifted off me. Why? Because he takes out the trash on Tuesdays for the garbage bin? No, because he's my partner. We do everything together. Okay. We play off of each other's strengths. So, generally speaking, he does a lot of these lives, right? This is my first time to be live. So, if I'm doing a bad job, I apologize. I'm new at this. I'll get better. If I'm doing a great job, woohoo! I'm your woohoo girl. Anyway, he does a lot of these lives. So, we share an office. And I'm in here working, and he's trying to go live, and I'm like, one of us has to go. You can't stay in here. This is where all my stuff is. This is my little corner of my universe. You got to go, right? He says this morning, he says, "Oh, I have a live," and I said, "Well, I have a live at 10, and I need to get on my computer. So either finish your live before 10, or be prepared to take it elsewhere." He said, "Well, it's on. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. It's on X, so it'll be fine." And I was like, "Whatever." So at 9:45, he looks at me and he points at the door and he walks right out the door. And I don't know where he is, but he's out there finishing his live somewhere so that I can be here because we work as a team. We work in tandem to do what needs to be done. So I've done some dishes while he was on live, and now I'm on live, and he can do something too. Okay. He's got laundry to do. I don't do his laundry. He's grown. So he's got laundry to do. He can do his laundry while I'm in here on a live, and we don't have to interrupt each other. And then when we're done, we'll hang out, you know. Ladies, this is what I'm telling you. This is what a lot of us don't experience, that kind of marriage, and that's what marriage is supposed to be. It's give and take, and it's not all me giving and you taking. It's I'm giving, you're giving, I'm taking, you're taking. And if that's not how things are, you need to have a real conversation with your spouse. Okay, doesn't matter who you're married to. You need to have a conversation with your spouse because it needs to be give and take on both sides, or you cannot both be fulfilled. Okay, your jobs are to make each other happy, not yourself. Enough of that. Anyway, Arena, do you have any questions for me?
I have a comment about this, the give and take.
Okay.
So through my first marriage, when there was expectation for me to be in the role of a wife and to do everything at home, and I was going through in and out, up and down, because for me it was challenging. It was challenging to um, just to feel that responsibility, and when I do it, it's like expected and there is no feedback about it. Just like Fernando, I open up the wardrobe and he's asking me, okay, what's different? I'm like,
Love.
I don't see it.
Um,
What am I supposed to see? I go through like three pairs, like maybe three, maybe two, maybe two pairs of clothes in a week. He goes through his whole wardrobe. He likes to change every day. I just don't. I go to work. I'm like wearing my uniform, and in the evening I do my pajama, and my pajama stays clean for pretty much a week.
Give it time. Your pajamas will sometimes end up sweaty as you get older.
Okay, well that's when I'll be like, okay, let me hand wash my shirt
Not me.
real quick.
I have enough pajamas to last me a week, and then I throw them all in the washer on the weekend.
That's probably a good idea too. I have two pairs, so like that would be like 3 days. But
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I have enough nightgowns
mhm.
to last me a week, much
I
less
like
like
I
pants
like
and.
those too. Easy
Mhm.
to take on, easy to take off. At the best.
And so comfortable to just walk around the house in when you get to do that. You know,
And at that situation, at that partnership, when okay, I bring in the money, you got to take care of the house. You got to go get a job. You can't run a business. I'm not supporting running a financial business. It's not bringing in money. But then when I married him, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna run a restaurant. Oh, I'm gonna run a business. Oh, I'm gonna take a golden shovel, and as soon as I can, as soon as I have the citizenship or permission to work, that I'm gonna be digging it. Like it's gonna be like no tomorrow." And then 1 year passes. Security guard. Well, he worked a lot as a bartender. Then he got tired, so he became a security guard. And 2 more years passed, and he's still a security guard. He's like, I'm gonna learn code. I'm gonna work from home. I'm like, here's the lessons. Go start learning. Go do something. Let's improve because I like ambitious people. I like people with energy, and that's what I saw him in the beginning, and that's why I took him as a husband. So that's pretty much what it was. I asked him how far you want to take it. He said it's up to you. So I'm like, I'll take you as a husband.
I love that.
And then those 3 year pass, and for me not to be proud of my husband, it was the, like demoralizing. And when I did something, something else was wrong. When I didn't do anything, then everything was wrong. But at least I didn't do anything.
Right.
And that grew me into the depression, and I didn't like it. And when I got to the point of okay, I'm gonna hurt myself, and I ran away from it. So I ran away from it. I finished it, and I lived in a car on my own for a couple of weeks before my business partners took me in. And going through that change was very freeing, I would say, very liberating, because I got my first horse it was my dream to have a horse. And during that time when I was living in my car, that's the time when I just was looking through online, and there was a horse with a ligament torn, and that was just the first thing that I did for myself. That I'm like, I'm gonna get a horse.
The first thing I did for myself was buy myself a truck. I had never bought anything for myself with my own money that I earned. And so my husband and I, after we reconciled, we went truck shopping. And he said, "Well, you need an SUV." And I said, "Are you buying it or am I buying it?" Because if I'm buying it, I'm not buying an SUV. I want a truck. And so I bought a truck, and I love that truck. Now I kind of wish I had bought an SUV because then the dogs would be able to ride all the time instead of just when it's sunny, right? But I love that truck, and I'm good with it. But it was the first thing I did for myself, and it was such a big purchase that it was scary and it was out of my comfort zone. And I worked myself to death to pay for that truck, but it's mine.
Did it feel good?
It feels great every time I get in it. It feels great.
Every time I see my horses, it feels great.
Yeah, exactly. Ladies, do something for yourself. Hear what we're saying and do something for yourself. And it doesn't have to be a big purchase. I mean, arguably a horse and a truck, those are big purchases. But
I didn't pay for my horse. She had a ligament torn. They didn't know she can ride. The owner wanted to give her away, but
see,
but monthly,
I was
recurring.
well,
Yeah, it's,
there's the cost to owning a horse. It's
it's a cost
pretty
to recur.
significant. But
They eat a lot.
so you like espresso, right? And you don't like going to these bigger coffee places to buy espresso for $6 and $7, right? Buy yourself an espresso maker. Girl, go to Amazon. Come on. Another shameless plug. Okay. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I will go ahead and tell you that. But if you want a link to a good espresso maker, I will send it to you. Just email me. Okay. They have them. They're not expensive on Amazon. And I'd be happy to share the one that I love with you.
Let's put that link into the description of the YouTube live thing. So when you pull it up after we're done here,
Oh,
send it over to me. I'll put it in the description. All right.
yes, I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget to send it to you.
So that was my journey of like staying very, very low to the point of almost killing myself and then recovering from there. I got scared of myself. So our life and what we do for others can get us into a very dangerous situation.
Yes. And understand that not everybody is like that. Not everybody's going to hit that kind of a low. But we all have our highs and lows, and it's okay. You need to accept that life is filled with highs and lows, and that a bad day doesn't equal a bad life. Okay? Nowhere in your life. So, Arena has just said that she hit the point of being ready to commit suicide. Okay. But nowhere in her life did she realize at that point that there would come a day where she would be happy all the time, expecting her first child, in love with her new husband, right? These are all things that prove a bad day doesn't equal a bad life. A bad year doesn't equal a bad life. Bad several years doesn't equal a bad life. Now, I'm going to tell you a story 2 years ago, 20, 2021. 2021? No.
2 years ago, 2022, January 2022, or earlier.
No, it would have been 2021. That's right. I was doing the
3 years.
math in my head. So this year will make 3 years. My daughter was killed in a car wreck in 2021, August of 2021. So August of this year will be 3 years since she's passed. Okay. Conceivably, that would be called a bad day. Okay. A bad week, a bad year. Okay. You you give birth to this child, you raise her, she was 19 years old when she was killed in this car wreck. And that is the definition of a bad day for a mom. Okay. A bad week, a bad month, a bad year for a mom is having to bury your child. Okay. Did that bad day mean that my whole life was bad? Absolutely not. I had spent 19 years with the coolest kid on the planet. Okay. All of my kids are cool. They're all cool in their own way. Some of them are really weird cool, but I love that because I'm kind of weird cool too, right? We're all a little weird in our own way. What did the Cheshire Cat say? We're all a little mad here, right? We're all a little mad here. Okay. I had 19 years with the coolest kid on the planet. It was not a bad life. She didn't have a bad life. She had a really bad day, but not a bad life. And her bad day turned into my bad day. And the next day wasn't great. And the day after that wasn't great. I spent a week having to plan all of these funeral arrangements for my daughter. That's not how life is supposed to go. That's crazy. But does it mean my life is bad? Absolutely. Yeah, I have bad moments. I have moments where I miss my kid. And you see her picture right back here. It stays here to remind me that it's okay to smile even when you're sad. Okay? It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a bad day. Just write that on your mirror right under you're worthy and you're important and you're valued. Okay? It's okay to have a bad day. A bad day does not equal a bad life. Okay? This is my mantra. You hear about mantras and meditations and and all of this stuff. And all of these things are important to those that use them. My mantra is it's okay to have a bad day. A bad day does not equal a bad life. Okay? Now, you might say, Jess, this is very rah rah for me. I'm going to tell you, rah rah is great until it doesn't pay the bills, right? Okay. So, how do you go from there? How do you go from that bad day? What do you do next? Okay. What do you do next? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I don't know. What is it in your life that makes you smile? Is it looking at videos of kittens being crazy? Girl, YouTube that stuff. You like puppy dogs? YouTube. Okay, YouTube is your friend for that stuff. Do you like corny dad jokes? There are websites dedicated to corny dad jokes. Okay, okay. What's going to make you smile? Is it playing with your own puppy? Is it playing with your toddler? Is it going out to eat by yourself or with a friend? Is it having a glass of wine on the weekend? Whatever it is that thrills your soul and makes your heart happy, do that. Hi, Faith Valentine. Welcome. It's really good to have you here. Thanks for watching. Um, do the thing that lifts your spirits. Maybe that's washing your face. For me, I go and I take off my makeup and I put on a mask and I sit and talk about this. Maybe that's what it is for you. See, kittens work. Hello, pretty. You're beautiful.
This is Tuli.
I
Tuli, say hi to the people.
You are very impressed with this crew, aren't you? I could tell.
See, when the cat videos make you happy, you just go to the shelter and you find yourself a cat.
Unless, of course, you don't have money to keep up with a cat because they can be expensive in their own right. We have 2 dogs and 2 cats. There's lots of vet bills that come with dogs and cats and chickens. And we live on a farm, y'all. There's lots of vet bills, okay? Nonetheless, what makes you happy? Is it cat videos? Because I personally love dog videos better than cat videos, but cats are hilarious, especially when they're kittens. So hop on the YouTube, hop on the Instagram, hop on the what's the other one? The TikTok. Okay. Hop on these things, search up funny cat videos, and watch them until you can't laugh anymore. A bad day doesn't equal a bad life. Okay. So what thrills your soul is a glass of wine. Have a glass of wine. I'm not going to join you, but have a glass of wine. If that makes your soul happy, then you drink your wine and you sit there and you swirl it around in your glass and look really, really professional with it. And then you give it a little sniff and you drink it. You do what makes you happy. For 5 minutes, take that time to remind yourself that a bad day does not equal a bad life. You get to have a bad day, and you have to learn to forgive and to let go. Okay. So this person did me wrong, and I'm going to hang on to that anger, and I'm going to be really pissed off about it, and I'm going to be angry forever. No. Who's that? It's not hurting the person who ticked you off. It's just hurting you. Okay. You don't have to be angry about that stuff. You take a deep breath in, and then when you exhale, you let it go. Right. Sometimes it takes more than one breath. And then you say your mantra, a bad day does not equal to a bad life. And then you let it go. You grab that coffee, that glass of wine, that bottle of water. Okay. I have cups. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I have cups. This one says Yaya on it. That's what my grandkids call me. Okay. Get you a fun cup. I can give you, you have my email there in the chat. Email me if you want to know where I get my cups. I will be happy to send you her link. Okay. She is great. And everybody in my family, except my husband, has a cup made by her because they are amazing. Okay. And I have probably 7 different cups. And every day I drink out of a different cup because I'm extra like that and it's okay. It's okay to be me. Boo-boo. So get you a cup you like to drink and drink water. Water's important. Your body's like 90% water or something crazy. Okay? Drink some water. But Jess, I drink coffee all day long. That ain't the same thing, love. It's not. Because coffee dehydrates and water rehydrates. But it's also important to put a little electrolyte in your water because water tends to rinse out some electrolytes. And you need those too. So throw a little Gatorade Zero in your water. It's fine. Just drink it. Just drink it. No, iced tea doesn't count. It also dehydrates. I live in the South.
Caffeine.
Yeah, people love their sweet tea here, but it's not as good for you as you think it is. 1 cup, that's fine. 1 glass, that's fine, but drink your water. Be an adult about it and just drink your water. It's okay. But she says as she puts down her water and goes back to the coffee. I'm an adult, I can do what I want.
That's what I like becoming an adult. I walked into the grocery store and I walked by the alcohol aisle and I felt like I can buy it, and I didn't.
I don't buy it either. I don't drink it. I just have other things to spend my time and money doing. But that's not to say somebody else's thing isn't alcohol. My husband, that's how he likes to relax, is one little glass, on the rocks, and it takes him all night to drink it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you relax, then you do you, boo boo. It's fine, you know. Personally, I'd drink coffee all day long if it wasn't dehydrating and it was healthy for me. It's not. Those energy drinks people love to drink, also not a great way to survive. You need water. Okay, you need water. It's like fish; they need water. Basically, humans are like a really complicated house plant. Okay, they need water and sunlight, and then they have those stupid emotions.
Yep.
We're a complicated house plant. Yes, exercise exactly. You need sunlight. You need water. You need exercise. Okay, you're a complicated house plant, baby, with legs.
And something that you do better, like you do something small better today than you did yesterday, like just a tiny thing, it just adds up. It changes the whole life. It doesn't just, oh, I drink more water, no, now I'm more hydrated. No, it impacts the whole thing. It impacts the mood, it impacts what you do, it impacts how you think, so it changes your whole life.
And it
Just
does
that
more
little
than
thing.
impact what you think and how it impacts your gut health, right? So you're when you start feeding your body nutritiously, that includes water and not a whole lot of caffeine. Okay. Keep in mind that this was only half coffee. Okay. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not much caffeine. Um, when you're doing all that, your gut health is going to improve, your skin is going to improve, your ability to move is going to improve because you're nutritiously feeding your body. And that's important. It's as important as getting that walk or that movement in every day. Now, I remember somebody mentioned yoga earlier. It's probably Teresa. I know she loves yoga. Yoga is a great way to stretch your body, to move your body. Okay. And if you can't do but 5 minutes of yoga, then start at 5 minutes. In a couple weeks, you might feel a little bit better and do 6 or 7 minutes. Okay. Oh, I heard walking is the best thing for me, Jess. How do I do that? You start with 5 minutes. You get out on your driveway and you walk in a circle for 5 minutes. You think I'm kidding, but that's what I do. I do it for 10 minutes. But I go out there, and if I'm having a really bad pain day where I'm off kilter and falling a lot, I take my walker out there. Okay. I'm 46 years old. I got a walker and 2 different canes. Okay. My life isn't as easy as it sounds like. But I go out there on that walker and I walk around in a circle for 10 minutes on the concrete part of my driveway. And then I know that I've walked for 10 minutes. My yoga, I set a timer. I told you I live and die by my timers. I set a timer for 10 minutes and I do my yoga, right? Okay. Easy peasy. Today at noon, I have a workout class for 20 minutes on Fridays and Mondays. I have a workout class at noon, so I'll do that for 20 minutes. Now that's 10 minutes longer than I do anything else all week long. Um, but a friend of mine leads it and I enjoy it and it's easy on my joints, which is important. So get your movement in. And if that means 5 minutes of walking in a circle around your living room while listening to music that you like, go pump up the jam and do it. I'm not suggesting you listen to Pump Up the Jam, but it's not a bad plan. It's a great song. Okay? You like classic rock? Go with classic rock. You like classical music? Go with classical music. You like that funky country that is now playing? Then do that. Whatever floats your boat. You put it on, you set your Lex for 5 minutes, and you walk in a circle around your living room. When you're done, drink your water. Do I sound like a broken record yet? Drink your water. I'm almost done with this cup.
Gotta go refill. Oh, dancing is cool too. I do that can, once in a while, usually when I cook.
Yes, me too. I like to turn on music when I cook, and then you'll see me shaking my little booty while I'm stirring in a pot. And it's crazy. My husband comes in and goes, "There she goes again," and keeps on walking. Like it's not even a surprise to him anymore. Okay, it's not unusual to find me turning on music just to dance around my living room with a broom. Okay, so you said earlier, you said I hate washing dishes. Nobody in this world likes to wash dishes. I'm telling you now. So how do you make it fun? How do you do those things that you really don't like to do? Nobody likes to mop the floor, okay? It is not easy on your body to mop a floor. So how do you make it fun? You dance. You turn on your favorite song, okay? You like I don't know, give me a song. Somebody give me a song. Why did my brain go blank? Pick your favorite song. I don't know. Teresa will come through in just a second.
The one with dance, the oh, I got sunshine in my pocket.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Pump up the jam. See, I already said that one. That was cheating, Teresa. What about Push It by Salt and Pepper? Okay, it's a great beat. You can walk around, dance around your house, sweeping and mopping. You can dance around at your sink, washing the dishes. Okay, um, Step by Step by New Kids on the Block. Okay, I'm giving away my age now, but okay, um, something by Backstreet Boys.
I like with Elton John.
Elton John. Oh, that'd be fun, right? Crocodile Rock your way to clean dishes. I could do that. Okay. Make it fun. There's no rule that says it has to be boring. There's not a rule anywhere in the book. Trust me, I read the whole thing. There's no rule that says life has to be boring. Okay. Put on your fancy feathered boa and rock out to some Elton John while you washing the dishes and the floors. There's nothing wrong with that. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. You're still not going to love dishes. You're still not going to love scrubbing toilets. But at least now you have a good memory to go with those yucky things that you have to do because sometimes you have to be an adult and it really is just an unpleasant experience some days. Okay. So you rock out to Elton John or the Beatles. I love the Beatles. Okay. So you turn on Yellow Submarine and you scrub a toilet. There's just something really funny about Yellow Submarine and a toilet. I did not do that on purpose. That was just, you're just lucky that way. Sorry.
I'm gonna send this episode to my mom. She's gonna love it.
Anyway, I hope this has helped you guys. Feel free to email me with any questions or needs or thoughts that you have. And I've really enjoyed being here, Arena. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm happy for you to be here. So awesome, so exciting. I learned a lot today. Thank you so much.
We will have to do this again. Hey, remember your worth and be fabulous. Bye, everybody.